Greetings! Mandatory79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Tier Days! Alright, let's get started. Pressing the A button now.
Cardfight Vanguard Tier Days.
Loading game, and proceeding. Here we are in the main menu, going to edit deck menu. And now today's video, the deck profile I'm getting making one for is a Dragon Empires, Heavy Artillery of Duststorm, Eugene, D-BT03. And for the new deck I'm building, I'm going to be using this Dragon Empire Eugene deck, D-BT02 as the base of deck I'm going to build. Alright, now going to edit deck. Here we are, and like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building in today's deck profile video is a Dragon Empires, Heavy Artillery of Duststorm Eugene deck, made up of cards only available up until D-BT03. So first off, let's go to Filter Settings, to Pack, Show only cards from D-BT01, Genesis of 5 Greats, D-BT02, A Brush of the Legends, D-BT03, Advance of Intertwined Stars, and Festival Collection 2021, Apply Filter. Okay, let's begin. First up, the Grade 3 lineup. For the Grade 3s in this deck, we're playing Ride Deck, Grade 3, Heavy Artillery of Duststorm, Eugene. His skills are, first skill, action as a Vanguard once per turn. Cost, rest 2 rear guards. If the cost from hate, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And this unit gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. And second skill, action as a Vanguard once per turn. If your opponent's rear guard is retired this turn, Soul Blast 5. If the cost from hate, look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of your opponent's open rear guard circles. Choose any number of units from among them, call them to rear guard circle, and put the rest into your soul. So for Eugene, he's the main Grade 3 to ride his deck. His skill is the first one. Just by resting 2 of your own rear guards, you'll be able to not only retire one of your opponent's rear guards, but to also give 10,000 power to Eugene. So this first skill is a good way to not only clear out your opponent's field, but to also increase your Vanguard's power. And the second skill, as long as you manage to retire a rear guard that's on the same turn, you'll be able to pay a Soul Blast of 5. Then you'll be able to check the same number of cards to your opponent's empty rear guard circles and choose to call as many as you want and putting the rest into your soul. So this second skill is a good way to restock your rear guard with powerful attackers and boosters, and also to restock your soul with more cards to Soul Blast with later on. So for Eugene, we got 4 in the deck, 1 in the right deck, keeping it that way. Next up, the Grade 3, Penetrate Dragon, Tribash, skill, auto as a rear guard. When your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, put this into your soul. If the cost from hate, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets +1 critical until the end of the battle. So for Tribash is a pretty decent card to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks, any build really. Just by fulfilling the conditions when your Vanguard attacks and your opponent has less than 2 rear guards, by moving Tribash on your own rear guard into the soul, your Vanguard will get +1 critical, making it easier to pressure and finish off your opponent with this added skill. So for Tribash, we got 4 in the deck, keeping it that way. Next up, the Grade 3. The Grade 3 normal order, Best Harvest, skill, choose one of your Vanguards, and until the end of the turn, it gets auto Vanguard. When your opponent's rear guard is retired during your main phase, you draw a card. So for Best Harvest, it's a good support order for your Eugene decks. As long as you play this order first, and for every rear guard you've retired after activating this order, you'll be able to draw a card. So this order works well with Eugene, which specializes in retiring rear guards, which is a good way to more or less restock your hand with more cards to call or guard with. So for Best Harvest, we're playing 3, okay? And now for the Grade 2 lineup. For the Grade 2's deck, we're playing Ride Deck, Grade 2, Cataclysmic Bull of Duststorm, Randor. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is ridden upon by Heavy Artillery of Duststorm Eugene, draw a card. Then choose up to 1 card from your drop and put into your soul. Then second skill, auto as a Vanguard rear guard. When this unit attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, cost, counterblast 1. If the cost has been paid, soul charge 1. And this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the battle. So for Randor, he's the main Grade 2 to ride his deck. His first skill, just by riding Eugene on top of him, you can draw a card and take any card from your drop zone and put into your soul. So the first skill is a good way to more or less add up to your hand and your soul. And the second skill, Whenever Eugene attacks from your Vanguard rear guard, as long as your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, by paying a mere counterblast of 1, not only can you soul charge 1, but the attacking random gets plus 5,000 power. So this second skill is a good way to not only restock your soul, but to make your attacking randos attacks much more effective. So for Randor, we've got 1 the right deck, keeping it that way. Next up, the Grade 2, Stealth Rogue of Iron Blade, Oshikuni, not going to play this anymore, so taking 4 out. Next up, the Grade 2, Strong Fortress Dragon, Gibarakyo, skills for skill, action as a rear guard. If your Vanguard is Heavy Artillery of Duststorm Eugene, cost, Soul Blast 1 and rest this unit. If the cost them hate, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. And the second skill, auto as a rear guard. At the beginning of your battle phase, if your opponent has 1 or less rear guards, stand this unit. Then this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of the turn. So for Gibarakyo, he's a support card for the Eugene decks. The first skill, just by soul blasting and resting himself, you can retire an opponent's rear guard. So this first skill is more or less to help you fulfill Eugene's second skill for needing to retire rear guards in that turn. And the second skill, at the beginning of the battle phase, if your opponent has 1 or less rear guards, you can restand your Gibarakyo with plus 5,000 power. So this second skill works off the first skill, because if you play the first skill to rest Gibarakyo, as long as you wiped out your opponent's rear guards, by the time of the battle phase, you can restand Gibarakyo with more power, thus ensuring you to be able to attack with a much more powerful rear guard later. So for Gibarakyo, we're playing 4, keeping 4. Next, the Grade 2, Sama Feiji Dragon Hungersaurus, not going to play this anymore, so taking it out and replacing it with, let's see, the Grade 2, Howitzer of Duststorm Dustin, skills for skill, auto. When this unit is placed in the rear guard circle, if your Vanguard is Heavy Artillery of Duststorm Eugene, cost, put a card from your hand to the soul. If the cost from hate, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's Grade 2 or greater rear guards and retire it. Second skill, auto as a rear guard. When this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets plus 2,000 power until the end of the battle for each of your opponent's open rear guard circles. So for Dustin, it's another support card for the Eugene deck. The first skill, just by calling while your Vanguard is Eugene, as long as you don't mind giving up a card in your hand to the soul, you can draw a new card and retire one of your opponent's Grade 2 or higher rear guards. So for this first skill, it's a good way to stock up your soul and to clear your opponent's field of rear guards. And the second skill, when attacking, by paying a mere Soul Blast of 1, Dusty gets a 2,000 power boost for every empty rear guard circle in your opponent's field. So it's a powerful skill as long as you manage to clear your opponent's field. Ideally, if you manage to clear all of your opponent's rear guards, Dustin will get a total of 10,000 power of this skill. So for Dustin, we're playing 4. Okay, next up, the Great Ones. Right deck, Great 1, Gunning of Duststorm Nigel, skills for skill, auto. When this unit is ridden upon by Cataclysmic Bullet of Duststorm Randor, Soul Charge 1. Second skill, auto as a rear guard. When your opponent's rear guard is retired during your main phase, Counter Blast 1 and retire this unit. If the cost from hate, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and retire it. So for Nigel, he's the main Great 1 to ride this deck. His first skill, just by riding Randor on top of him, you get the Soul Charge 1, so the first skill is a good way to stack up your soul early on. And the second skill, as long as you retire an opponent's rear guard, as long as you don't mind counterblasting and retiring Nigel from your own rear guard, you can retire another rear guard in your opponent's field. So this second skill is a good way to clear an opponent's field of rear guards. So for Nigel, we got 1 the right deck, keeping it that way. Next up, Great 1, Twin Buckler Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard, skills for skill, continuous, Sentinel, second skill, auto. When this unit is put in the Guardian Circle, choose one of your units and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from hand and discard it. So for Twin Buckler Dragon, he's a perfect guard for the Dragon Empire Nation. Like any other perfect guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, he features the same skill and activation. When used to guard with and discarding a card from a hand, you can block one enemy attack. But he also features the ability unique to all D standard format perfect guards. When used to guard with while you have less than 2 cards in hand, you will not have to pay the usual discard 1 cost, making Twin Buckler a no-cost perfect guard in desperate last resort situations. So for Twin Buckler, we got 4, keeping 4. Next up, the Great 1, Stealth Fiend Shikimanago. We're not going to play her anymore, so taking her out. Next up, the Great 1, Drag Raider Idris, skill, action as a rear guard. If your opponent's rear guard is retired this turn, Counter Blast 1. If the cost him hate, perform one of the following. This unit gets plus 10,000 power until the end of the turn. And second skill, put this unit into your soul, choose one of your opponent's Grade 2 or greater rear guards and retire it. So for Idris, he's a very powerful, great one to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks, despite having only 5,000 power. His skill, as long as his opponent's rear guard is retired during your main phase, as long as you don't mind paying a counter blast of 1, you can either make Idris a powerful booster or attacker by using his first ability to stack 10,000 power, or use his second ability to move him to your soul and retire an opponent's rear guard. And the best part about Idris' skill, his skill is technically stackable. As long as you continue to retire rear guards and activate Idris' skill continuous with each rear guard retired, it's possible to use his Counterblast 1 skill multiple times to stack power onto Idris. So Idris overall is a powerful rear guard to use if you want to make him a very powerful attacker or booster, or a good card to stock up your soul and retire your opponent's rear guards. So for Idris, we got 3, adding 1, playing 4 in the deck. Next up, the Great One, Stealth Dragon, keys on Reiji. I'm not going to play this anymore, taking 3 out and replacing it with... Let's see, what would be good? Okay, the Great One, Twin Strike of Duststorm, Orlando. Skills for skill, action from the soul. If your opponent's rear guard was retired this turn, Counterblast 1, call this card to the rear guard circle. Second skill, auto as a rear guard. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, put this into your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your Vanguards. It gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. So for Orlando, it's a pretty powerful card to play in your Dragon Empire Nation decks, especially for Eugene. For his first skill, can be activated from the soul, as long as you manage to retire an opponent's rear guard in the same turn. As long as you don't mind paying a counterblast of 1, it's possible to superior call Orlando from the soul, thus filling out your rear guards for your battle phase later on. And the second skill, whenever your grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacks, as long as you don't mind moving Orlando from your rear guard to the soul, you'll be able to give your Vanguard a little extra power. So overall, this second skill is a good way to stock up your soul and make your Vanguard's attack much more likely to hit. So for Orlando, we're going to play 4. Okay, next up, the Grade 0 lineup. For the Grade 0's deck, we're playing Ride Deck, Grade 0, Double Gun of Duststorm Bart, Skill, Auto. When this unit is ridden upon, if you went second, draw a card. So for Bart, he's more or less the starting unit of this deck just by riding atop him. If you're the second to go, you get to draw a card. We got 1 in the Ride Deck, keeping it that way. Next up, the Trigger lineup. For the triggers of this deck, we're playing the Grade 0, Conduct Spark Dragon, Critical Trigger. We're playing 4, keeping 4. Grade 0, Blazeman and Parama, front trigger. Not going to play her anymore, take her out, and replacing her with the Grade 0, Burning Flail Dragon, skill, auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this into your soul. If the cost has been paid, choose one of your units. It gets plus 2,000 power until the end of the turn. So for Burning Flail Dragon, he's a powerful critical trigger to play your Dragon Empire Nation decks. His skill, just by boosting an attack, regardless if hits or not, as long as you don't mind giving up Burning Flail from your rear guard and putting it to your soul, any unit on your field, Vanguard or rear guard, gets plus 2,000 power. So overall, Burning Flail is a good way to not only restock your soul, but to give a little extra power to your remaining attackers. So for Burning Flail, we're playing 4 in the deck. Okay, next up, the Grade 0, Rushing Dragon Steel Dilopho, draw trigger. We're playing 3. And next up, the Grade 0, White Light Dragon, Parasolates, heal trigger. We're playing 4, keeping 4. Last but not least, the Grade 0, Dragon DD King of Resurgence, Drag Vita, over trigger, skill, trigger, additional effect. Choose one of your Vanguards and restand it. So for Drag Vita, he's the over trigger for the Dragon Empire Nation. And like any other over trigger in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, he features the same skill and activation. When revealed during a drive check or damage check, you get 100 million power and draw a card, but he also has a skill that's unique to him. When revealed during a drive check on your turn, you can restand your Vanguard for another attack. So overall, Drag Vita is a very powerful over trigger for any Dragon Empire Nation build. Just by revealing it on a drive check on your turn, you can restand your Vanguard for another attack, thus increasing the chances of getting triggers or just to simply restock your hand or to pressure your opponent with another powerful attack. So for Drag Vita, we got 1 in the deck, keeping it that way. And with that, we finished building the deck and explain the card effects. So first, let's get on to saving the deck, overhead deck being built. Yes. Alright, the deck has been built. So for the cards in this deck, we're playing 4, Grade 3, Heavy Artillery of Duststorm, Eugene. 4, Grade 3, Penetrate Dragon, Tribash. 3, grade 3, Best Harvest. 1, grade 2, Cataclysmic Bullet of Duststorm, Randor. 4, grade 2, Strong Fortress Dragon, Brachio. 4, grade 2, Howitzer of Duststorm, Dustin. And then 4, grade 1, Twin Buckler Dragon. 1, grade 1, Gunning of Duststorm, Nigel. 4, grade 1, Drag Ritter Idris. 4, grade 1, Twin Strike of Duststorm, Orlando. 1, grade 0, Double Gun of Duststorm, Bart. Starting unit. And then for the trigger line of this deck, we're playing 8 critical triggers, 3 draw triggers, 4 heal triggers, and last but not least, 1 over trigger, Drag Vita. Alrighty, deck built, Cardfight explained, so let's get on to testing out the deck, but first let's go to change deck sleeves, replacing the sleeves. Let's see, keeping Dragon Empire Nation sleeve as the main deck sleeve, and for the right deck sleeve we're going to be using, let's see, what would be a good sleeve to replace it with. Let's see, I guess okay, I guess I'm not gonna change my sleeve. Hold on, wait, I am changing sleeves. Oops, sorry about that. Mistake. Go to change sleeves, replacing the Team Renka sleeves with Team Setsugetsuga sleeves. Says right deck sleeve, press Y. Alright, so card deck built, Cardfight explained, card sleeves changed. Now let's get on testing out the deck. So leaving the edit deck menu, returning to main menu, off the fight menu, and CPU fight. Choosing the deck I just built, the Dragon Empire Eugene D-BT03 deck. Selecting deck. Now choosing an opponent. Alright, for my opponent to test this deck out on, I think I'm gonna use it against, let's see, I guess I'll use it against Kana Aoyama. Normal difficulty. Alrighty, the battle begins. Let's get started. Here we are, so let's decide who goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock the paper, I lose, going second. Alrighty, so first we're gonna draw our starting hands. Okay, let's see what I drew. I got 1 Tribash, 1 Conduct Spark Dragon, critical trigger, 1 Brachio, 1 Orlando, and 1 Twin Buckler. Okay, not a bad hand. I guess I'll return the critical trigger back, redraw, another critical. Oh well. Anyway, the battle begins. My opponent's turn. She goes first. She rides the Great One, Mimish Azakir. Now it's my turn. I draw. Okay. Then from my right deck, I'm gonna ride Gunning of Duststorm Nigel. And for the right deck cost, let's see, what would be a good choice? I definitely should hold on to the perfect guard, and as well as Brachio, so I should discard either Tribash, Orlando, Burning Flail, or Idris. Let's see, I should hold on to critical to guard with, and Tribash or Idris or Orlando. Okay. Let's see, according to my right deck, Randor will let me move any card from my drop zone to the soul, so, and Orlando is a skill that can be activated from the soul, so I guess I'll discard Orlando and later move him back to the soul when it's time to ride to grade 3, so I discard Orlando and ride Nigel. Base skill, I draw a card. I drew a critical trigger, not good. Okay, then I think I can't really call Idris, he only has 5,000 power, so we're going straight to the battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the Vanguard, 8,000 power. The attack goes through, drive check, no trigger, alright. And now 1 damage, damage check. Yes, critical trigger. He wasted a trigger.
クリティカルプラス
Trigger effects wasted.
パワープラス
And I guess that's it for me. That's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn.
私のターンだね
She rides the Grade 2. Mimish Rikishita. Skill of her Grade 1. She calls it to the rear guard. Okay. Adds a here and calls
ヴァンガード
Yulia.
にアタックだよ
Alright, rushing me from the front row. Okay, then I guess I'll let the first attack go through. No guard.
ノーガード
Here it comes. Ow.
ダメージ
Damage check. No trigger. Okay. And now an attack from the Vanguard. Okay. I guess I'll let the attack go through. No guard.
ノーガード
Here it comes. Drive check. No trigger. Grade 3. And another damage from me. And out.
ダメージ
Damage check. No trigger. Okay. Now the last attacker. The Great One, Yulia. Okay, let's see. I guess I should block some damage, so I should hold on to the normal units to attack with. And so my only choices are to use the critical triggers. I'll use one of the burning flails to guard. And attack blocked.
ガード
And the attack fails. Alright, that's it for my opponent. So now it's gonna be my turn. I stand and draw. Okay. I'm gonna ride for my right deck. Cataclysmic Bullet of Duststorm, Randor. And for the right deck cost. Okay. Alright. I guess I'll hold on to the critical triggers to guard with later, as well as the perfect guard. So my options are to discard either Tribash, Gripper Idris, or Dustin. So it's a no-brainer. I'll discard Tribash since it's only a grade 3, and I can only call grade 2s and 1s this turn. So I'll discard Tribash, Ride, Randor, Nigel's skill.
スキル発動
I soul charge. No, not a draw trigger. Of all the cards to soul charge. Oh well, I call Gibber Brachio to the rear guard.
コール
Next up, I'm calling Idris to the rear guard. Over here. Yep, over here. Okay. Now going to battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the
ヴァンガード
Vanguard.
のアタック
Skill of Randor, I counterblast and soul charge. Soul charge a
パワ
Super
ー
Brachio, alright. 15,000 power.
ノーガードドライブチェック
Drive check. No trigger, Super Brachio. 1 damage to the opponent. Damage check. No trigger, okay. And now, let's see. I'll attack the rear guard, so I'm gonna boost it by Idris. My Gibber Brachio attacks the Great One,
リアガ
Azakir.
ードにアタック
15,000 power. The attack goes through. 1 rear guard down. Okay. So that's the end of my turn. My opponent's
私の
turn.
ターンドロー
She's going to ride the Grade 3. Nimish Fortia. And okay. Going straight to battle phase. Okay. Gonna let it go through. No guard.
ノーガード
Twin
ドラ
drive
イ
from
ブ
her
チェック
Vanguard. First check. Grade 3. Oh no, she can Persona right next turn. Second check. Another Grade 3. Okay. So 1 damage. Here it
強
comes.
アタック
Look at all the paw prints. Pat, pat, pat. Out.
ダメージチェック
Damage check. No trigger. Another order card lost. Not good.
ターンエンド
Alright.
私
It's
の
my
ター
turn.
ン
I
ドロ
stand
ー
and draw. I'm going to ride from my right deck Heavy Artillery of Duststorm Eugene for the right deck cost. Let's see. Gotta hold on the perfect guard and some shields. I should keep the normal units to attack with. So hold on, my opponent only has 1 rear guard, so I guess I'll Okay, then I'm going to hold on to the triggers to guard with later, so I'm just gonna discard one of my Gibber Brachios since I already got one in the rear guard. Discard Gibber Brachio to
さあ
right,
この子の偉いよライド
and now Randor skill.
スキル発動
I draw a card and select any card from my drop zone to move from the soul. I'm putting Orlando into the soul. There we go. Next up, I'm gonna call Dustin to the rear guard.
コール
I'm not gonna activate Dustin's skill. And now, Okay, then I'm gonna call one more Dustin to the rear guard.
コール
Not gonna activate skill. Now activate my Vanguard skill. I rest 2 units. I rest Skipper Brachio and the back row
ス
Dustin.
キル発動
And retire an opponent's rear guard. Power up.
パワープラス
And next, I'm going to activate Idris' skill. Counter blast
スキ
1.
ル発動
Give Idris plus 10,000 power.
パワープラス
There we go. And okay, that should be enough. Go into battle phase. Give her Brachio a skill. Restand plus 5,000 power.
パワープラス
And now, first up, my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard. 23,000 power.
ノーガード
Alright, the attack goes through. Twin drive, first check. No trigger. Perfect guard. Nice.
ドライブチェック
Second check.
よ
Yes,
し
heal triggered. Good score. I heal 1 damage. Give power to my rear guard Dustin.
パワープラス
Power up.
これが私
Here
の
it
本
comes.
領
1 damage.
アタック
Bang, bang, bang. And 1 damage. No trigger. Alright. And now Dustin attacks the Vanguard. Skill activated. I'm going to Soul Blast 1. I Soul Blast the draw trigger
スキル
to
発
add power to my Dustin. Total
動パワ
10,000.
ープラス
30,000 to the Vanguard.
ノーガード
The attack goes through. Bang. Damage check. No trigger. Sweet. Now here it comes. Boosted by Idris. Skipper Brachio attacks the Vanguard. 30,000 power. Does it go through?
ノーガード
Yes, it goes through. Bang and damage check. No triggers. Sweet. So that's the end of my turn. My opponent's
ターンエ
turn.
ンド私のターンだねドロー
My opponent's going to Persona Ride.
ペルソナライド
Called it. She's Persona Riding Mimi Shifordia. And now she's calling only 1 rear guard. Really? Oh well. I'm only at 2 damage. I can risk taking the hit. No guard.
ノーガード
Here it
ド
comes.
ライブチェックヒールトリガ
Ah,
ー
no, not a heal trigger. Come on.
パワー
She heals 1 damage. Power the remaining rear guard. Anti-Ariel. Second check. No trigger. Okay. Here comes 1 damage.
僕のアタック
More paw prints patting me down. And out.
ダメージチェッ
Damage
ク
check. No trigger. Ah, no, not Eugene. I could have Persona Road it with him.
ヴァンガードにアタ
Here
ック
comes an attack from the rear guard. Okay. I guess I'll guard with the 2 heal triggers. 43,000 power. I'll wait. Healing with 1 critical and 1 heal. 43. I'll hold on to the perfect guards and burning flail. So guard. 43,000 power. Attack
ガ
blocked.
ー
And shield it. Okay. Guess it's the end of my opponent's turn. Now it's my turn. I stand and
ドロ
draw.
ー
Another perfect guard. Not bad. So, alright. Go into main phase. I activate Eugene's skill. I rest Skipper Brachio and the back row Dustin.
スキル発動
And retire rear guard. Power to my Vanguard. And now I'm going to activate from my soul. Let's see. Nope, cannot soul blast. Let's see. There we go. Activate Orlando's skill. Hold on. I only got 2 counter blasts. I'll play it safe. I'll activate Idris' skill instead. Counter blast 1 plus 10,000 power to himself. Adding
パワ
power.
ープラス
Okay, that should do it. So, I guess that's. Then I activate Orlando's. Nope, go to the soul. I activate Orlando's skill. I counterblast 1. Superior, call him from the soul to the rear guard. I call him over to the back row Dustin. There we go. Alright, beginning battle phase. Brachio skill, restand, plus 5,000 power.
パワープラス
There we go. And now, boosted by Orlando, Dustin attacks the Vanguard, 18,000 power. Skill activated. Soul Blast 1. I Soul Blast Bart.
スキル発動
And at 10,000 more power, 28,000 power to my opponent's Vanguard. The attack goes through. Bang. Damage check. No trigger. Perfect guard. Nice. Alright, now my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard. 22,000 power. Not gonna activate Orlando's skill. She double guards. 43. 2 to pass. Twin drive. First check. No trigger. Orlando. And second check. Another Orlando. Okay. And the attack does not go through. Now boosted by Idris, Brachio attacks the Vanguard, 30,000 power. And my opponent double guards, 33. The attack is blocked. Okay, that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. She's going to Persona Ride again. Another grade 3. Not good. She rides Fortia, and now going straight to battle phase. Very bold move. Okay. There's still the chance my opponent can pull a double critical. I better play it safe. I guard with Twin Buckler Dragon. Twin Buckler Skill. I discard 1 card from my hand. No brainer. I should hold on to these 4 for defensive purposes. So the obvious choice is discard one of the extra copies of Orlando in my hand. I discard 1 Orlando to perfect guard. She twin drives, first check. No trigger, safe. And the second check. What is it? No trigger, safe. Okay, attack blocked. Boom. Okay. And now it's my turn. I stand and draw. Still no Persona rides. Okay, going to main phase. I call Orlando to the rear guard. And now I activate my Vanguard skill. I rest the center column Orlando and Brachio. Nothing to retire, but I can still plus power. Okay, now that's all I can do in the main phase. Go into battle phase. Brachio skill, restand, plus 5,000 power. Okay, first up, my Vanguard attacks the Vanguard. Then activate the skill of the center column Orlando. Move him into the soul. Plus 5,000 power to my Vanguard. 28,000 power to the Vanguard. Not gonna activate the other one. She double guards. 43, 2 to pass. Twin drive, first check. Perfect guard, not bad. Second check. Yes, a grade 3 order, but cannot use it yet, so attack blocked. And now boosted by Orlando. Dustin attacks the Vanguard. Yep. Then activate Dustin's skill. I'm going to Soul Blast 1. Brachio plus 10,000 power to Dustin. 28,000 total. She double guards. 33. Okay. And now here comes an attack from Brachio boosted by Idris. 20,000 power. Does she guard? Yep, she guards. Yes, over trigger. There's no more over trigger in this deck. So, okay, that's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. She's going to call a rear guard in the back row. Okay. Okay, let's see. I have no counter blast to work with, so I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. There's still a chance my opponent can pull a double critical, so I'll perfect guard with Twin Buckler again. Then Twin Buckler skill, I'm going to discard. Let's see. I'm going to discard Steel Dilophobe for the perfect guard cost. And attack is blocked. Twin drive, first check. Ah, no, not a draw trigger. She has power and draws another card. And the second check. No trigger, grade 3. Safe. Attack is blocked. And now, that's the end of my opponent's turn. It's my turn. I stand and draw. Still nothing. Okay, then proceeding to main phase. And I'm going to call Converting Flail to the rear guard over here. And now I activate Eugene's. Wait, no, I'm playing the order card. Best Harvest. Giving my Vanguard a skill. Now whenever I retire an opponent's rear guard, I draw a card. Activate Eugene's skill. I rest Burning Flail and Brachio. I retire an opponent's rear guard, plus 10,000 power to my Vanguard. the order card skill, draw a card.
スキル発動
And I'm drawing a... no, not a critical trigger, come on! Whatever. Going to battle phase, Brachio skill,
スキル発動パワー
withstand
プラ
plus
ス
power, okay. First up, Vanguard the Vanguard, 23,000 power. Not gonna activate Orlando's skill. She guards a perfect guard, not good.
スキル発動
And she's discarding a draw trigger, okay.
ドライブチェック
Twin drive first check. Yes, heal trigger. Cannot heal, but I'll give the power to Brachio.
パワープラス
There we go. And second check. No trigger, Tri-Bash, okay. And my attack is blocked now. Okay, then now here comes boosted by Orlando. Dustin attacks the
ヴァンガー
Vanguard.
ドにアタック
Dustin's skill, I'm gonna Soul Blast. Nigel.
スキル
And
発動
plus 10,000 power to my attacking Dustin, 28,000 power to my opponent's Vanguard. She double guards, 33,000, okay. And now here comes, boosted by Idris, Brachio attacks the Vanguard, 30,000 power. Will it go through this time? She guards a perfect guard, okay.
スキル発動
And my attack is blocked, okay. So that's the end of my turn. Now it's my opponent's turn.
ターンエンド私のターン
She stands and draws and calling her rear guard, calling her entire hand, okay. First up, the rear guard attacks the Vanguard. Alright, gotta get some counter blast through, so no guard.
ノーガード
And 1 damage. Ow!
ダメージ
Damage
チェッ
check.
クヒールトリガ
Heal
ー
trigger. Alright. I give power to
パワ
Brachio.
ープラス
And now here comes an attack from the Vanguard. Okay. I'm going to perfect guard, of course. I discard. I use Twin Buckler, and for the cost, I'm going to discard. Let's see.
スキル発動
I should hold on to Tri-Bash to add more critical, so I'll discard Parasolus, heal trigger, perfect guard.
完全ガードドライ
She
ブチェ
twin
ック
drives first check. No, not a draw trigger of all the triggers.
パワー
She
プラス
draws and gives power to her rear guard. And second check. No trigger, grade 3, safe. And okay, attack blocked. And now here comes an attack from my opponent's
アタック
rear guard. Gonna take it, no guard.
ノーガード
And here it comes. Ow!
ダメージチェッ
Damage
ク
check. Idris, no trigger, okay. That's the end of my opponent's turn. It's my turn. I stand and draw. Okay, then. Going to main phase. I'm first going to activate Eugene's skill. I'm going to rest Burning Flail and Brachio
スキル発
to
動
retire an opponent's rear guard. I retire the grade 3,
パ
alright.
ワープラス
Adding power to Vanguard. And now I activate Idris' skill, Counter Blast 1,
スキル発動
and plus 10,000 power to Idris. Okay. Next up, I'm gonna call Tri-Bash to the rear guard.
コール
Okay, and I'm going to replace Orlando with Idris.
コール
There we go. Idris in the right side skill, Counter Blast
スキ
1,
ル発動
and I choose to plus 10,000
パワ
power.
ープラス
Okay, that should be enough. Going to battle phase. Brachio skill, restand, plus 5,000 power.
パワープラス
And now, my Vanguard attacks the
ヴ
Vanguard.
ァンガードにアタック
Tri-Bash's skill into the soul,
スキル発動
plus 1 critical.
クリティカルプラス
23,000 power, 2 criticals. Yes, my opponent does not guard. Twin drive, first check. No trigger. And second check.
ドライブチェックドロートリ
Draw
ガー
trigger. Okay, I give the power to... Brachio.
パワープ
I
ラス
drew... Oh, now I draw Eugene. Oh, well, whatever. Here comes 2 damage to my opponent. Bang, bang, bang. Shoot. Explode. And 2 damage. Yes, no trigger. So, 6 damage. I
私
win.
の勝ちねやった
Huh, not too bad. Okay. I got win, perfect guard 3 times, 12 turns passed, did a superior call, retired 5 or more opposing units, got 1600 BP, total 4650 BP, press A to go next. Okay, we're done with the fight, so return to
どの
fight
ファイター
menu,
にする
leaving
どの
fight
デッキに
menu,
する
return to
どのファ
main
イターに
menu.
する
Here we are in the main menu to edit deck menu. Okay, so I pretty much finished building the deck, explained the card effects, and tested out the deck in front of you. So with that, that's all the time we have for today. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you'll show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye and see you